The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou dost prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy follows me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I think of that saying, books are your friends, and they really are. In our home at Knightstown, there was this old secretary, and it had old books in it. There were 3 shelves above the desk part, and then down in a door and 2 drawers, there were more books. So I developed this love for geography and history because we had old geography books to look at, and I could just go anywhere I wanted to. And in my senior year in high school, I wrote this booklet about a trip around the world. And I got to go to Egypt and just wonderful places. And it was just, it was real to me. I got an 80 on it. So we didn't even have a radio a lot of the time when I was growing up. So you had to find your own entertainment and amusement. I could just walk 2 blocks from home and I was at the library, and they closed at 8 o'clock. So in the summer when I was out of school, I could spend time there and be home before dark. And it was a wonderful life. Leonard was so nice to be with. He always had pleasant things to say. He was not critical. He was not critical of people at all. Because I used to want an alibi. When people do wrong, I'd want an alibi for him. And that seemed to upset him, which is an odd thing, but he was a loving and good person. And we shared the Lord together. It was just precious. My grandmother was my first image of how God was in his love and kindness and patience and all that. She lived what she talked about. As I grew older, I just loved being in church. Those were the years before the Second World War. And then I met Leonard and we were married, and he was away for 3 years, a little over 3 years. And when he came home, we started the church together, and that was so wonderful. And during that next period of time, I learned a great deal about the Bible. I had good, solid teaching because it taught me about Jesus. That was the primary source of the teaching, was about Jesus. But through all of your experiences, everything you go through, you can decide, is this going to be a revelation of God, or am I going to make another choice? And I'm sure many times I didn't make the right choice, but I think for the most part, I have grown closer to the Lord, and it's just been wonderful. I just love him so much. I would tell a person who is new in the Lord to look to Jesus. I love him because he came to this earth and he became a part of us. The thing I love most about him was his compassion of people. It didn't matter how crazy their mistake was. He was always showing people how to correct mistakes, that's true. But it was always done in such a loving way and not offensive. I think that's a lot of our mistake is in the offensiveness with which we present the words we want to use to a person who's made a wrong choice. And we build a wall that way, but Jesus never did. And there was just a kindness about him that's important to me, and a love that I don't understand, but I know it's there. I love most about Christ Fellowship is the way the people want to love God, and they want to be good Christians, or they want to be good followers of Jesus. And I know we all make mistakes. You just can't get around that. And some are pretty stupid, and I've made stupid mistakes myself. But all in all, in a more complete picture, I just see hearts of people that do love God, and they do want to do what's right. I'm so much older than everyone else. It's hard to explain, but I could always see that want to in the lives of people. And I've been blessed by it. I get excited about heaven. I don't know what heaven's going to be like, but he's going to be there. And I narrow it down to just being with Jesus. Isn't that our aim? Just to be in his presence. And I think I just like to sit at his feet and look at him and just worship him. Why should I be afraid to die when I'm going to meet Jesus, my Maker, and experience all these wonderful things that I've known and thought about all these years? It's a crossing over, but oh, on the other side, it'll be exciting, won't it?